Are we supposed to believe there's a universe in which Nancy Pelosi could have sent Mitch McConnell back to the exotic pet store he came from and she chose not to?
How do you think you were robbed? Everybody always cuts you off. I'm going to allow...
Well, they not only cut you off. Well, what I'd rather do is we'll do it another time.
This is an interesting twist. Trump says it wasn't him who tried to overturn the election, even though they have him on tape doing just that. It was them.
Breaking news. Trump's back with a new discovery of election fraud this time, scribbled on a napkin in ketchup, declaring, "I win bigly." We've got all the juicy details here. Jimmy's ready to serve up the laughs and check the facts as he picks apart Trump's latest evidence faster than you can say fake news. Get ready to separate the bull from the ballot, folks, because we're diving into Trump's magical mystery tour of alternative facts. Ever wondered what goes on inside that orange-tinted noggin of his? Picture a carnival funhouse where the truth takes a backseat to whatever fantasy is in the spotlight. It's Trump's world where reality bends, and his latest story is all that matters. Just look at his recent appearance on the Joe Rogan show, where he once again insists he won, saying, "I didn't lose by." Well, you know, "I didn't lose" sounds as convincing as a kid, claiming the cookie jar tipped itself over, doesn't it? Buckle up, it's going to be quite a ride.
How do you think you were robbed? Everybody always cuts you off. I'm going to allow...
Well, they not only cut you off. Well, what I'd rather do is we'll do it another time.
Failed to rig the election. He's a rignoramus is what he is.
They were supposed to get legislative approval to do the things they did, and they didn't get it. In many cases, they didn't get it.
I didn't do it somehow. The cookie just ended up in my mouth. That's about how Trump's logic sounds these days. While the rest of us live in reality, he's in an alternate universe where voting machines are as secure as his Twitter account. Press a button and poof, instant votes. Trump's theories spin around endlessly like a GPS stuck in recalculating mode. Turn right onto Crazy Town and in 500 feet you've reached Delusion Avenue. Unlike a real GPS though, his keeps directing him further away from reality. Let's talk about Trump's biggest hit, the infamous Georgia phone call. Trying to remix the election results, he urged Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes.
Your destination.
It's as if in Trump's world, votes vanish and reappear like socks in the dryer. Imagine him on the call, a half-eaten Big Mac in one hand and a Diet Coke in the other, saying, "I just need 11,780 votes." It's like he thinks they're hiding under couch cushions or behind the TV. But Trump isn't done yet. He's still rewriting the past like a bad screenwriter, constantly tweaking the plot while the rest of us are stuck watching reruns of the original.
I want to talk about 2020 because you've said over and over again that you were robbed in 2020.
Yeah, totally.
This is an interesting twist. Trump says it wasn't him who tried to overturn the election, even though they have him on tape doing just that. It was them.
Legislative approval,
like for extensions of the voting, for voting earlier, for this,
right.
For all different things.
Keep your eyes peeled. Everyone soon enough, Trump might be claiming that George Washington was his golf caddy and that he single-handedly invented democracy. Welcome to Trump's mental funhouse, where losing means winning, truth is a matter of opinion, and facts are, well, flexible. When life gives you lemons, just say you won the lemonade stand contest. That's the Trump method. And now prepare yourself for what he calls the greatest advancement since the invention of the wheel. Elon Musk, eat your heart out. Trump has unveiled his groundbreaking solution to election fraud: paper ballots. Yes, in a stroke of genius, he's discovered a revolutionary technology that's only been around since the dawn of democracy. Picture this: Trump reinventing the wheel, but making it square and calling it the latest innovation in transportation. The twist? Most of America already uses paper ballots, a reveal M. Night Shyamalan would envy. Shocked. Well, while the rest of us have been here using paper ballots for years, Trump's apparently been living under a rock, or maybe just in a gold-plated tower with his name on it. Turns out the answer was right in front of him, or more accurately, in every voting booth across the country.
Said it was created by Russia.
He's actually right about some of that. He didn't rig the election. He tried to rig the election.
And I would bring in papers that you would not believe, so many different papers.
Some Trump supporters took to Twitter to write things like, "If you don't include California, Donald Trump won the popular vote."
Implemented a revolutionary election security measure: paper ballots. Yes, our very own Steady Brilliance has discovered this state-of-the-art technology that has existed.
Let's cut old Donnie some slack. His tech innovations could make a caveman look like Steve Jobs. Remember when he proposed using carrier pigeons to replace Twitter? Well, word on the street is he's also working on an earth-shattering new way to communicate, something he calls the telephone. And before you know it, he'll be introducing us to an amazing discovery known as fire. Stay tuned.
Are we supposed to believe there's a universe in which Nancy Pelosi could have sent Mitch McConnell back to the exotic pet store he came from and she chose not to?
If you take a look at Wisconsin, they virtually admitted that the election was rigged, robbed, and stolen.
Is it like when you cheat on a test, you purposely get a few wrong just to throw the teacher off the scent?
Jokes aside, let's talk real election security. While Trump has been lagging, the rest of the country has combined traditional paper ballots with modern verification techniques, keeping the trust of the past with the innovation of the future. The Federal Election Assistance Commission, EC, actually recommends using paper ballots across the board, and nearly all states are on board. Even Louisiana is considering it, probably just trying to figure out if paper really does grow on trees. Now, I know you're all waiting to see what Trump's next big idea for election integrity will be. Maybe a return to counting beans in a jar or resolving ties with a high noon duel. When facts are optional, the possibilities are endless. But here's the real issue: Trump's lack of understanding about basic election processes is not only laughable, but also concerning. It's like watching a kid try to operate heavy machinery funny at first, but then you realize there's real risk involved. Our democracy is on the line here. So here it is, like his hair. Trump's claims of election fraud are elaborate, strange, and fall apart under close scrutiny. His wild theories can't hide the truth any more than his comb-over hides his baldness. So next time you hear one of his claims, check the facts. Remember, his legal team couldn't provide credible evidence in over 60 court cases, with judges dismissing his claims as vague and baseless. The truth always wins in the end, even if it takes a while. So keep laughing, keep fact-checking, and remember, sometimes the biggest joke in politics is the one trying to fool us all.